All right, I get a chance to test out the RSV4. Exciting. This gentleman, who I'm gonna get all his information later, owns a local dealership around here, is taking his own time to take me for a ride, so I greatly appreciate it. Right on an RSV4, this very well could be my next bike. It is relatively roomy, but I see what he's saying. I bet you these bars are pretty well down there compared to my Panigale V4. It feels more comfortable though. I don't know. I haven't ridden the V4 in a minute. I could be wrong. Oh, the quick shifter is smooth. I tell you what, you can feel the difference. I think this thing is torquier and smoother than my Tuono. I definitely like the feel of this bike. In their stock is when that exhaust valve opens. Right there. Oh, this engine sounds good. My guy there is on the Speed White Tuono 660, which is a beautiful machine. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'll follow him, see what he does. I'll go as crazy as he does. Well, she's smooth. It's the one thing that's really cool is that the extra RPMs on this one versus the Tuono. All right, he's going all right. She likes to just cruise a little higher. Again, I feel smoother than the Tuono, to be honest, and very, very roomy. This is the factory version, so it has the electronic suspension. I think if I was going to go for an RSV4, I would go for the factory version too. I've not had a bike with the electronic suspension, and I think if I'm going to make the splurge, it'll likely be on an Aprilia, because oh, this bike just feels so good. It really, really does. Oh, as much as I say I'm not looking for another bike, and I'm really not looking for another bike, but riding a couple of the bikes here today at Americade really makes me want to go shopping. Oh, she sounds good. For my bike, well, my bike's got a 1077cc V4. It's the old RSV4 engine. The new RSV4 has a 1099cc V4. And it's got more RPMs, it's got more injector, more fuel in the mat. So where my Tuono factory made 175 horsepower and had a lower RPM limit, the RSV4 has 217 horsepower and more RPMs, more fuel, more airflow. And I'll be honest, that small increase in displacement, I think, helps this thing not only make that top end power, but feel very drivable, very grunty down low. How grunty this motor is, right? Because we're stuck behind these cars, and I'm cruising at 4,000, and You give it throttle and she starts to go. Brakes feel good. I mean, I'm used to these types of brakes between my 959 V4 and the Tuono. I mean, they're exactly what I expect. The suspension is very compliant though, that I like. Maybe there is something to this electronic suspension after all. Again, I have to thank Aprilia and this gentleman in front of me. I'll have to find out the name of the dealership that he owns for taking the time out and giving me a one-on-one ride, so I get a chance to take this beautiful RSV4 factory out. Cruise control. I mean, you're talking about a 217 horsepower motorcycle that has cruise control. Look at this, cruise control. I mean, I know BMWs do it, and Aprilia's. I've fallen for having a sport bike or a super naked with cruise control. Why Ducati? Why won't you do it? I think that's one of my biggest gripes, because it's something that you don't know you need until you have it, and then you go back to a bike that doesn't have it, and all of a sudden your wrist hurts, and you're just, I don't know, you can just enjoy the ride. Anyone that thinks they don't need cruise control, here we go. Woohoo! Yeah, she eats. Oh, what a nice feeling bike. What a nice feeling bike. Jarring. I think it's in street, but I don't know where the suspension is. Yeah, so the suspension's in a different menu. Traction control is on 8, which is the most intervention. Guys all good? Yeah, thank you. Strange. I don't know why they had it set like that. Yeah, I didn't touch it. No, you know, a lot of times the guys just start fooling with things as they're riding it, you know? I mean, getting the traction control to go all the way up, that's easy, because you hit the positive by accident. I do it all the time. I hit the positive by accident. The only way I know is I don't leave it in this screen. So when you hit it, it goes to that screen. I'm like, I screwed something up. Right. Yeah, let's just look through here too. Everything looks good there. Let's see what that feels like for you. All right. All right. Walk these things backwards. All right, here we go. Oh, I can feel the traction control intervening. He lowered it, so now it's a little bit, I can feel it intervening more because it's letting me go further. But it's smooth. It intervenes smoothly, just like on my Tuono. He was explaining to me the gearing is different, the engine's bigger, and all of that is one of the things that leads up to why the transmission, even though it's the same transmission essentially, why it feels different, why it feels smoother, because the extra cc's, the extra power, extra 40 horsepower, and the difference in gearing, that it's designed for that power and for the RPM range of the engine. I mean, I think they did a phenomenal job on this bike. It really did. Sounds angry even at low RPMs in second gear. You know, you get on it and she just goes. Like, I can imagine this thing wide open, top RPM, and I can even more so with a good pipe on it. Oh, this thing would be a hoot on that demo test route that they have planned. Now, I get it if why Aprilia doesn't take you on that, because if you're not familiar with a bike like this, or even the Tuono V4 factory they have, or heck, even the 660s, if you're coming off of a cruiser that's, you know, no RPM, all torque, and you get on something light and nimble, I can understand take it on a smoother route with more sweeping turns. And you can feel, though, this thing would be an absolute joy, a rocket on those twisties. You can just tell. Good brakes. Good brakes. And comfortable. Again, I think the ergos on this bike are, heck, more comfortable than the Panigale V4 for sure. This test ride, but again, a great appreciation to the guys here at Aprilia and at Americade for getting me out on this amazing machine. Again, every time, I don't need another bike. That's all I keep telling myself. I don't need another bike, but I want one.
Hey, bud, just stay right there. I'll get it.
All I kept saying to myself is, I don't need another bike.
Well,
Listen, I greatly appreciate it, though, taking your time to take me out on this thing. It's a beautiful machine. What was your name again? Justin. Steve. I got to get your info.
Yeah. Got a business card there.
Oh, perfect.
All my stuff's on there.